Hello everyone, and welcome back to another stream. Hopefully this works. Yeah, okay. The reason I say that is because I'm using OBS's new feature, which is that it allows you to have, there's a new feature which allows you to have a audio source for a specific application. Which means that my audio is just Lobcorp now. So, to explain that intro bit, I went through on my, basically, okay, let me rewind a bit, like we have rewound in Lobcorp. So, because I realized that Kosaka pretty much meant that we realistically couldn't really continue, because it was just, let me just do this while, because overall, the amount of work that needed to get done, well, the amount of work she was in order to keep maintaining the facility was not worth it. And so what I've done is I reset back to, and I did go back and check. I said this on Twitter and Blue Sky or something. One of the sites. I did go back and see, but unfortunately we got her right on the day the memory repository it was, meaning that I couldn't rewind to get rid of her. I also realized that I have the music off. Yeah, we couldn't rewind to get rid of her, which, yeah. Means that I was stuck, so I rewound back to day one and used that opportunity to, as was in that intro bit, I went through and did 40 repression works on one sin and hundreds of good deeds. That took me about, 20 minutes to do. And that intro bit was that, I recorded the video, recorded it, and that was it at 500% speed. So yeah, it was not fun, but it's done. And the benefit for that is these things. Because it completed the K-Court mission for it, which is under here. Because as you can see, just move that down. Oh, there. As you can see, we no longer have that mission. So, basically these things heal people more when they're in the main room. And they're in every main room now. So, we also have these guys, which are pretty much just the rabbit team, but different. So, in terms of another change I also did is I turned off the double abnormalities simply because it was lagging the game too much. The fact that Central was lagging and we weren't, and that's not even half, that's only roughly halfway through the amount of abnormalities in the game. I figured it was not worth it, and I just reset. I got rid of that mod, and we're back to normal amount. I also was worried that one of the mods I had would break with it, but we'll see. So yeah, we have Dingle Dangle and Bottle of Tears, both Wonder Lab abnormalities, and the past version of Lady Facing the Wall, which I don't want to look at too hard, just in case YouTube flags the stream. Yeah, we have Rubatura, and so the other thing of note that happened when I was going through stuff, because I wanted to go through a little bit so we weren't starting from day 2, and also because I wanted to figure out I need something for the thumbnail. I went through and did the aberration, I don't even know what, I think it's the aberration of the button. And it's not as bad, however, it's annoying, but I managed to get through all of its stuff, so that's now in our codex, so we don't have to deal with it. As much as I love Wraithfish, conceptually, Wraithfish is really bad with these mods. Let's go with Tangle. Because I don't want Nameless Fetus. But yeah. We're gonna, like, sort of get similar abnormalities until we get to the later ones. I'm just gonna try and, like, blitz through these days as quickly as possible. Like, a part of me was tempted to just go all, like, play all the way on my own until Central, but I realized that I'm likely to come across stuff. And also, like, it already took me an hour to get to this point because just the sheer amount of time that frickin' quest took. Also, interestingly, in theory, if I wanted to spend a stupid amount of time doing it, I could, because the energy thing, have 1,500 units of energy stored in one day. That, as I found out, well, that actually, like, consistently goes, even if, like, that counts for the amount of, like, if you have, even if you technically don't have them in the, like, even if your quota's not big, just making that much energy can do it. However, that's on, like, one sin is only 10 boxes. I was not going to wait hours to do that. I'm just gonna wait until late game when that is a reason, that is what we're gonna be getting anyway. Tangle's whole thing is, when Instinct was good, yeah, so Tangle's just kind of there. Which is fine. We're just gonna keep going. So basically, yeah, we need to just try and get back to the point we were at. Like, I don't like restarting from day one just because, like, that's a lot of backtracking. But ultimately, we don't really have a choice because we could not get rid of that abnormality. Dawn of Crimson, we should have people that can deal with it. Ah yes, try to decrease the boxes of skin prophecy. That'll be good. Alright. Let's keep going. So yeah, we're pretty much just doing the bits that I did in the video portion of the series. Wayward Passenger is kind of a pain. Let's take Wago home. Yeah, neither of those options are acceptable. Because the true option is both. But she doesn't give you don't have the ability to tell her that. But yeah. So yeah, basically we're just having to go through everything again and see how it goes. I know it's not going to be nearly as chaotic without the double abnormalities, but realistically, I needed to do this for the sake of being able to actually get far in this. Because, like, we only just started, um, getting to the point where, we were getting, like, more of the abnormalities I hadn't seen yet because, we were getting to, like, aleph and was and stuff, which is what a lot of the abnormalities I have are. Okay, so, way go home. Dorothy, what is your deal? When you have too much fortitude, her counter lowers. And she doesn't like instinct. Okay. If you enter when her counter's 0, she escapes. Okay. When she breached the home falls, which is very funny. She calls upon the other because basically, it is fortitude 4 or higher. Honestly, Gabriella, you're perfect. It's literally Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. And her whole thing is, if she breaks out, she starts parading around the facility. Like, she goes and breaks out the other members of the Wizard of Oz crew and parades around the facility with them. Which is very amusing. I've never actually seen that happen, but I know roughly what it is, because that part is taken from the comics, I believe. If memory serves correctly. Because, yeah. Wonder Lab is a really good comic, by the way. For those unaware, Wonder Lab is a webcomic made by Project Moon, the creators of LobCorp, which takes place in another LobCorp facility with all sorts of new, like, completely unique abnormalities, for the most part. It also introduces the concept of aberrations, which, apologies, I'm really mucusy today. Ugh. And also, yeah, it introduces the concept of aberrations, which are basically this is, which is an aberration is a version of an existing abnormality, but it's flipped on its head. Granted, this isn't really an aberration. It's just an older, like, it's a version of the abnormality from the Legacy edition of the game. So, like, the original version. Meaning that, like, it's pretty much the same. But in terms of aberrations, you get people like Blue Smocked Shepherd, the aberration of Little Red Riding Hooded Mercenary. And stuff, which Smocked Shepherd is a very different, like, abnormality, because Hooded Mercenary's whole thing is that it's Little Red Riding Hood and she wants to kill the wolf. Smocked Shepherd is a, like, shepherd, a hunter, and stuff. And her wolf is just her hunting dog that she abuses. These don't really matter. I'll take the bracelet. 2 abnormalities aren't that interesting. But yeah. Over and over again. So yeah, I like the aberration concept. Oh gosh. Alright, just got Discord notification. Oh yeah, like, it's fascinating the way everything is, like, there's so many, like, cool little stuff, and, like, throughout the universe of LobCorp, and the thing I really like about mods is it allows you to bring these things from the different parts of the canon all into one facility, and so you can interact with them yourself while playing this game. Instead of just basically being told, hey, these abnormalities exist, but you don't get them in your facility. Which, like, makes sense. Each facility has their own abnormalities and whatever. That's kind of the whole point of Wonder Lab. And, like, a point in Limbus as well, and whatever. But, I like having more abnormalities, because that's the main appeal of this game, is the, like, discovery of abnormalities, seeing what... Oh, shit. Did I do instinct work? Wait. I think she was meant to die. I think Gwen was meant to, die, yeah. Yeah, I think I did something wrong there. I think I might have clicked instinct for that, just because everything else uses instinct. And just broken the bottle. But yeah. I don't know. I love the universe and world and stuff of LobCorp. Like, I love the city as a setting. Like, it's so just fascinating the way everything's done. Yeah, so I think Owen is, like, technically supposed to be dead here. But, yeah, I don't... Mods are weird sometimes. Oh! The lady facing... Okay, so lady facing the wall, those counter went down because she got a bad result somehow. Okay, that's fine. Oh god. If I was, like, if this was, like, at the start of a completely new save where I didn't keep all my employees, like, this would be bad. Like, having someone completely uncontrollable, having... having, like, lady facing the wall, like, screech at everyone. Unfortunately, I have everything. Although it did, I think she did kill, like, a load of clerks doing that, which is unfortunate. Yeah. I think the mod that I have that, like, overwrites how the Solemn Lament stuff works is making it a bit buggy, where they're not, like, getting out of suppression mode. So I might replace that ego on Gabriella. Yeah. Also, like, legitimately gameplay-wise, having an HE at this, at like, as my, like, third thing in information would not normally be good. Like, having a Zayn and Teth, sure, whatever. But an HE there, like... Granted, in my mind, this is always the spot where Void Dream should be. Because of my playthrough, my first playthrough. And like... Because in my head, like, this is where Void Dream goes, this is where Beauty and the Beast, this is where the face thing, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, goes. This is where the old lady goes. Crumbling armor, and I think this is We Will Be Perfect or whatever. I'm gonna take the Solemn Lament. I think it's just the weapons I need to take off of Gabriella. Probably just I need to swap out the equipment though, because it's yes, the most like unhinged, out of pocket, like, oh yeah, this is just a thing. Like, there is just like all of a sudden, oh yeah, here's what reality actually looks like. Here's what your office looks like. There's dead bodies in here. Like, it's crazy. I might turn my mic down a smidge, just because I realize that it keeps peeking into red. Sorry about that. Kept looking over and like my mic kept like peeking into the red audio bit, and I'm like, that's probably, I should probably not be having that, so that's happening. Okay, time to lag from the ego list opening. Real, I want you to have a wall weapon. You can have... Yeah, you can have the freaking thing this way. In terms of armor, you can have ecstasy. Sure. Alright. Go work with Lego Home. You actually do the right work type. Gosh. Yeah. At the moment it's pretty chill, just because like we don't have White Knight now. Which honestly, that was part of the reason why I wanted to reset, because I really did not want to I didn't want to have White Knight anymore. Like, because while I do kind of like the challenge of having White Knight in the facility, it is also like frustrating having to constantly keep an eye on it, like especially later on when I have other abnormalities. So we got half energy. You can go work with Dingle's Angle, and that's gonna trigger my thing. Yeah. I also realized that F1 opens the manager guide, which is interesting. Oh yeah, while I was doing, like, getting up to, like, going through stuff on my own, I accidentally like Alt F4'd out of the game, and it made me really worried that I like screwed it up and I'd have to redo stuff. But no, it's fine. But it did freak me out when I was like, oh wait, I just Alt F4'd. Because because I've gotten into the habit now of using Alt F4 to close games, because if I just need to like quickly close something because I'm just done with it. Like if I'm on like the main menu and I don't want to wait for it to hit the load, or if I just saved or whatever, then I'll just Alt F4 out of it. But it has that in my instinct of my brain of like the keyboard shortcut. And so when I was trying to use the keyboard shortcut to unpause, because while I was doing the one sin thing, I was just watching a video on my other monitor. When I was trying to use a keyboard shortcut to unpause the video I instead like instinctively used the wrong bit of motor control and just Alt F4'd out of the game. Oh, which was the time? Yeah. Actual lady facing the wall. Red shoes, bloodbath. Let's get the bear. Hi, B. Training first. What I normally like to do nowadays when I'm playing this is to make it so that when I'm like doing these two, like when I'm doing safety and training, what I'll do is I'll make it so that one of them ends up with 2 tool abnormalities, because it just makes my life a bit easier. Because like stuff like Red Dawn will like not care about tool abnormalities, because like it can't break a tool out of containment, so like it can't lower a counter on something that doesn't make boxes. But yeah, Teddy Bear, I think I have almost everything for it. Let me just go in. I'll do one work with it. Dingle, dangle, tingle, tangle. But yeah. Yeah. Gosh. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream today. Like, I started later because I had a thing. And I'm kind of... Also, like, I'm kind of just tired, if it wasn't obvious. Me yawning and stuff. So I don't know how long I'm gonna stream for today. We'll see. Cool, we now have all the stuff for that. And that has no boxes, so like, I don't have to worry about Red Dawn with it. Just vibing. Because like, also, Teddy Bear doesn't produce like any boxes. It's such a pain of an abnormality. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh wait, no. That's the wrong yet. That's the wrong. This way go home is really what I'm gonna be using to get my boxes out. I think because like it's so chill at the moment, I'm yawning. Like, because because I'm just vibing. Turn up the music volume a little bit. Beep, beep, beep. Right. Oh wait, I forgot we have training team now. I need to actually get the one in training to be killed. Man, it's wild thinking back on like when I first started this game and how like those ordeals were like dawn ordeals were such a big deal. Like I just could like it was sometimes a struggle with like whether or not I'd be able to do them. We'll get portrait. We'll keep training fairly safe. Probably should have taken Apple. I just don't remember how Apple works. Like how false Apple works off the top of my head. Gosh. I'm way too tired. Gosh. Yeah. Ugh, gosh. I will say, not having double abnormalities is making it a lot quicker to get through the game. Okay, let me queue people up, but I never actually, I don't think I checked in the previous thing, but, what does portrait do? If the prudence rank is less than 2, the counter reduces. If the employee begins with like decreased SP, the counter goes down. If the work result was bad, the counter was reduced. And right, basically if it freaks out, portraits start going around and you have to kill the right portrait. Right. That's how portrait works. Yeah. It's one of the Limbus Company abnormalities. Hence why, like, it looks a bit, like, why art style-wise it's very different from the LobCorp ones. Because, like, the Wonder Lab ones are pretty much, like, the same sort of, like, art, like, vibe. It's not, like, 100%, but it's close. Meanwhile, like, the Limbus ones are, like, lit, because I think for most of them, like, their avatar is, like ripped from Limbus, so... Yeah. Gosh. I think a part of why I'm yawning so much is, I haven't, like, talked much today, so my brain's, like, sort of getting used to communication. And, like, just talking a lot is making me yawn for some reason. It's clear I used to that I used portrait a lot. It's a nice Teth. And I'll have Gabrielle go use Lego Home. So we can go and start Red Dawn. Gosh. Honestly, like, playing through LobCorp originally, like, Tool Abnormalities, I think were one of the things that scared me the most. Because they're so mechanically different to what you're used to. Because, like, legitimately, like, you're at the point where with the other abnormalities, it's easy to kind of get a vibe, but a lot of the Tool abnormalities will just murk you. Reform empties is rough, but it's not too bad. We'll re-extract. Ooh, a new one. Oh, great. With my infinite hatred, I give you this gift. Sounds fun. Let's throw that in safety, just in case it's something that I need to quarantine. I think this is going to be an aberration, but I don't remember. Because I feel like I've seen the words, like, the blurb for this before. I just don't remember what it's attached to. Also, when I tested to see if, like, I could just rewind to the memory repository, I was doing a day to see if I could get the rest of the logs on Kosaka, and it went really horribly wrong. Like, everything broke out. Well, not like everything, but lots of stuff broke out. 16, nothing. I think this is an aberration. But I'm also not 100% confident on that. Oh, yes, it's an aberration of Rudolta. Okay. Gary, you have good white resistance. We should be good there. No wonder I am familiar with that. Gosh, Rudolta of the Sleigh. My... eternal hatred. Gosh. The fact that there's, like, another version of that, like, in Limbus now, like, I think it's like it's either an aberration or just a similar abnormality in Limbus now, as, like, a... that's just been made. It, like, freaks me out. It's like, I don't like Rudolta. Inflicts white damage when the result was normal or bad and lowered. Right. Yeah. I may not like Rudolta, but at least Rudolta is simple. Or at least this version of it is simple. Because I remember, like, having issues with it breaking out a lot before. I don't remember why. I for the life of me can't remember why I was having issues. Granted, it was because probably just like first playthrough stuff. Yeah, this who knows, honestly. Like, I was not great at the game originally. Like, well, I also just, in that first playthrough that I did on like video and stream and stuff for 12 videos a couple of years, like 2 years ago now, I think. Like, I ended up with really bad abnormalities by the end. Like, my deck was not good. Oh gosh. Jeez. I think that's why, because it had a tendency to just, like, because the chances on it aren't super high, I think. Like, I don't think the success chances for it are good. And it breaks out super easily. Right. I'm now remembering. Refracted Redulta of the Sleigh. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I think the revamped versions of those weapons just aren't working. No. That's a shame. Anyway. Way go home. Yeah. Thankfully, we, like, our deck... I keep calling it our deck of abnormalities, because I think that's a adequate term for it. Our deck in this playthrough already is considerably better than the one before. Okay. Violet Dawn. It's only like 77%. Oh gosh, we're almost at a noon. That's a really early purple noon. Like, that's scary. We're not gonna hit, we're gonna be fine, but like... Jeez, that's concerning. Refracted Redulta. I want to see if I can. Yeah, I'll completely finish it off tomorrow. So. I remember back in the day, I used to use this a lot because it's very good white resistance for early game. Even if it has bad black resistance, the white resistance aspect of it was really good for like resisting white damage Abnos. Are you gonna sabotage the company? Yes, she is. We're gonna put this. We're gonna put the Heart of Aspiration into safety, and then we'll put the next Abno into training, probably, unless it's something that I think would work better in safety. Yeah. I also want to take the Hamilton's weapon off of that person. I think it was Alex or something was the name. Because it's not working right. I need to take out the mods that are meant to like make them a bit cooler, because they clearly don't really work. Eco list. Yeah, Red Eyes and Penitence. I need to just take that off. But we just have the sword. Delaney, your stuff is pretty good. I feel like you deserve at least an HE level stuff. Yeah, you can have the katana, and you can have Letitia, sure. And we'll put the bird in there. Alright. I want to keep working with portrait just because it's 12 boxes. Which is just kind of nice at this point. Later on, 12 boxes won't mean anything. But for now, it's good. Okay, password Delta. It's not great, but slowly going through. Like having two HEs that I can like reliably, consistently use stuff, because we can't work with the teddy bear because it just is an insta-kill. So alright, we're almost there. Going so much smoother now that we don't deal with White Knight. Christopher has the same issue for some reason. I don't know what... For some reason, the Harder Blossom Star has that. I don't know why. Alright. Next day, let's go. Purple Noon is something that I eternally fear. Because it's so bad. Oh, no. I refuse to take the flower. Army in Black is really bad. Hody is not bad, but I just don't see the point. Let's take Alleyway Watchdog. Training. Because I actually don't think I have, like, the stuff from Watchdog. Because, yeah, Army in Black is mainly an issue just because, if I get, like, the bell again, or anything that just breaks out and kills a lot of people, Army of Black will immediately ruin the day. Because we're not in the days of the playthrough where I beat the game, where I had a bunch of people with Aleph level equipment who could just run and immediately destroy all the hearts before Army of Black broke everything out. Like, in theory, I could get everyone up, but people are just a bit finicky. See, I don't have any of the things, because I think every time I get Alleyway Watchdog, I think it's like at the end of the run. So, when the work result was good, the counter reduced. When the work result was bad, the counter was reduced with a high probability. Fortitude 3 or higher is bad. Great. When it breached containment, kill it quick. Okay. I think I need to do that, and then you're gonna have that. Sure, it's funny. And Watchdog does black damage, okay. Alright. We want good black resistance. Which would be from you don't have the stuff for that. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. Weapon-wise, you can also have the grief thing, 'cause it's basically like a little, because the grief weapon pretty much makes it so you like your support, which is nice. Because I kind of want to get normal results with it, if anything. There you go. Home. And that. Because the Watchdog gear is not bad. Like, the telepole armor is pretty good WA. I don't know what the weapon does. Immediately got the ears. Which is funny. We're slowly working our way up through the game. Gosh. I don't know if we'll hit Central. We honestly might, because it's just like 3 or 4 more days until work with that, because that's more likely to give me those boxes. Same with you. Despite getting good results, it really is a low probability. Yeah. Like, And also just because of, like, yeah, it both gets overwhelming, and my game was legitimately lagging because of, like, just how much was in the facility. Because, like, I can deal with, like, stuff being a bit funky, like, having a lot of stuff. However, like, also having, like, White Knight in a facility with that, because it means that I can't check where White Knight is, like, it got bad. Gosh, Amber Dawn. Yeah. Thankfully, it's alright. Everything's going fine. I don't have anything that's, like, a crazy bad issue. Results is a pain if it breaks out, but, like, with that many boxes, Red Dawn isn't an issue for that. The only issue would be, like, something like Army Black, I think. Or just somehow screwing up, getting really unlucky when doing work with it. What happened a little bit ago, but ultimately I think I'm fine. Yeah. Like, theoretically, I should have gotten impression of the highest chance at high levels. That doesn't mean I have to do instinct work. But it's fine. Gosh, we're slowly getting through there. We're honestly gonna probably hit Central again. Because, like, yeah, it's mostly Central with the double abnos is so obnoxious. I'm legitimately curious what the teleport weapon does. Cause, like, getting 4 new abnormalities every day is, like, extremely overwhelming. Oh, gosh. This is a I am very conflicted about this array. Because Big Bird is bad if I... Like, Big Bird has the same problem as Army Black, where it breaks out if people die too much. And Big Bird's, like, actually a pain if it breaks out. It's not as bad as Army Black, but it's not great. Myriads is bad if I don't pay attention to it. I'm gonna re-extract and hope and pray. Oh gosh. Okay. I think that's the thing I had before. I think that's the machine that likes breaking out. Which was not a major problem, but I think... What is it you want? I'm gonna take Sign of Roses, because I don't remember if I got that before. Put that in safety. Yeah, I don't think I had Sign of Roses before. I don't remember. Might have just been that I, like, I'm just forgetting. Yeah. I don't know. Gosh. I do miss some of the abnormalities I have just because of, like, vibes. Like, as annoying as the bell could be, I started to actually like the challenge of, like, needing to remember to execute someone constantly. It's just that combined with Army in Black and, like White Knight especially, was just not great. Okay, so I never finished Sign of Roses. I don't even... Was it that playthrough that I got it, and I just never... I just stopped. Each time... the rose. Either that, or I did it on my own playthrough that I did before doing the video. Increase. If the work completed. Oh yeah, like, it's clear when a translation is not quite right. When, like, stuff, because you'll see, like, stuff like Quill Off translated wrong. Actually, no, we should. I'll have Basil. I also, let me check what that weapon does, because I'm legitimately curious. What does Alleyway Watchdog's weapon do? Telepole. The employee also has the armor. They could shoot. Okay, so. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Cause yeah, I like Ring a Bell. It just feels like once you know how to deal with it, it can be really bad. Well, once you know how to deal with it, as long as you don't have something like, because my main issue with Ring a Bell, it was that, like, anything like Army of Black, Big Bird, Wraithfish, well, Wraithfish being modded, but still, anything like that, if you had that in the facility, if your day went on long enough, either you were gonna have to deal with the bell, or you were gonna have to, like, or one of those other murder machines was gonna escape. Which isn't, like, the end of the world, if you could suppress them, but yeah. I definitely do agree, though, that, the downside for Bell needs to be worse, because the one time that I had it go off, I was fine. Granted, everyone in that department had pretty good, like, I have all the Sephora stuff, I have all that stuff, so, like, it's a bit, like, in my case, like, it's not balanced off of, like, a starting playthrough, but it's still, like, it's pretty much just a continuous version of Lady Facing the Wall, like, and the white damage isn't, like, that terrible. The main way I could see, Bell being really, really, really bad is if you had it in the same department as a Abno that freaks out if people, like, if people panic. Or honestly, Portrait of a Certain Day would actually be a really bad combination, because its counter goes down if you don't have full SP when you work with it. So if you're not paying attention and Bell's going, like, if Bell's going off, you just can't work with it. Like, and granted, it's a Teth, but it's still not a great combination, to say the least. But yeah, Army Black, similar. Yeah, right, I forgot. They don't. I think, yeah, execution, it's. But, like, even then, like, if you're not using execution bullet, like, if you haven't gotten to the point where, like, because if we are in the mindset of someone who hasn't completed the game, or is just starting modded with a completely fresh run, you won't start out with execution bullets. So, if you don't get, if you get Bell before Central, oh gosh, well, the counter went down, that's bad. if you get the bell before Central, like I did before, you have to, like, either you have to deal with it going off, or you have to actually sacrifice an employee. Or just hope that a clerk dies at some point somehow. Which is really hard to engineer. Granted, I'm not sure how many people are playing modded LobCorp with completely fresh, at least like fresh like Sephora data. Because like, I'm not sure how many people want to redo all the Sephora missions. Because like stuff like Bina and Hakma are just... Hakma, my word. I never want to do that ever again. Like, I know I kind of cheated to do it, but even still, like, that Hakma, doing Hakma's thing, like, that gets so bad. But yeah. Yeah, I think some, like, because I feel like, I might be wrong, but I feel like Army in Black was ticking down from execution, but I'm probably wrong. Like, I'm gonna defer to your knowledge as opposed to mine, because it's been a while since I've read up on Army in Black stuff, like, or more specifically, read up on its wiki side of it. Ooh, blood and... certain works of... Yeah. Like, that's something I had thought of doing. Gosh, that's like, this armor's like insane. What? Like, that's a lot of work you have to do with Sign of Roses to get it, and like, obviously you probably only default get one of those. But that's a crazy ego armor. Yeah. Yeah. Like, granted, for a WoW that, basically you could only have... Because, I think because it's Limbus, and I think the Limbus thing for it was Aleph, because I think it's, Gregor has the ego thing for this, or Gregor is one of the people, and I think it's an Aleph level. Oh wait, no, they don't have Aleph, so it must be WoW. Yeah, that is crazy. And also, just Endured on Pale is crazy for a WoW. Like, that's craziness. Which, yeah, it is one thing that I love about... I think I've said this before in the other streams and stuff. I love modded LobCorp because of, like... It means that... Yeah. Like, the gear gets a bit silly, but you also get stuff like Wraithfish that is a, like, Teth or Zayn, I can't remember, I think it's Teth, that deals pale damage, so you actually have, like, experience with that, so you're not having the experience I think a lot of new players have, where you're just looking at every armor being weak to pale and being like, what on earth is pale damage? Nothing I've encountered deals that damage type. And then, like, you eventually would come across, like, crumbling armor and stuff and be like, oh, this is a sword that deals pale damage. That's a big deal. Because, like, the crumbling armor sword is so good early on. Because it's so good for repression. Oh gosh, Results is, I think, about to break out. That's bad. Oh, surprisingly not. I love it when the game proves me wrong with stuff like that. Oh, gosh. In terms of, like, stuff with the bell, you remember what you're gonna get? You can just get a Zayn with 8 guidelines, instant kill conditions, and WoW gear. Yeah! Like, seriously. Which is which is why I love it. Like, it's so, because they don't always follow the same game logic. Hey, guys, can you actually go and... No? You don't want to be the guy using parasites? I mean, fair, I guess. Yeah, like... It's also, like, stuff of, like... I'm also intentionally avoiding any of the mods that, like, are like, obviously I'm avoiding the mods that are like, oh yeah, all equipment is Aleph level. All your employees are extremely strong. All that stuff, because, like, oh. What is this array? I'm not even in Central yet. Oh my gosh. So, we have Censored, Aberration of Nameless Fetus, and Burrowing Heaven. Oh gosh. I don't mind Burrowing Heaven. Like, I think, it might have been my playthrough or, a playthrough my friend was doing, where they had, had both Schadenfreude and Burrowing Heaven, which is kind of mental. Censored is a no-go at this point. That's no. Burrowing Heaven actually isn't that bad because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Burrowing Heaven doesn't have any, like, it doesn't have upkeep. Like, if you have Burrowing Heaven, like, it's, like, if you're working on it, you have to keep looking at it. But if you're not working on it, you don't have to, like, constantly stare at it or else its counter will go down, right? Like, it's not, because, like, yeah, consistent upkeep is very much, I'm gonna take Burrowing Heaven because it's also been a while. I'll put that in training. Yeah. Like, really, the issue with Burrowing Heaven is if you somehow mess up and put it next to Schadenfreude. Like, that is where you have to reload because there's no, like, because you can't work with either abnormality. Like, Burrowing Heaven also, the issue is, like, if you forget it about it or get distracted while doing work with it, but, like, it's like, it's one of those abnos that is really annoying when you don't, yeah. It's really annoying when you don't know how it works, but once you know how it works, you can deal with it. Which is the case with a lot of abnormalities in the base game, is like, when you don't know how they work, they're scary. But, gosh. Apparently I lost a spear, or I lost its weapon at some point. And then also, like, I haven't taken this thing since I got Bina's thing that gives me an additional ego for everything. So, yeah, okay. Cool. We'll queue up to go home. Delta. Is Sign of Roses just... That's fascinating, that Sign of Roses is... I don't know how... Honestly, might get Basil's Justice up. Sign. That's fascinating. Alleyway Watchdogs. Burrowing Heaven, must be done while at Convenience in sight. Yeah. You're probably right about that. Like, because I feel like a lot of the reason for a lot of modded Abnos is to add more challenge to the game that's not like because the game can be challenging, but there's a lot of the challenging abnormalities tend to just get unfair at a point. Like White Knight is one of those cases where, like, it's really bad, but if you know how it works and you have people who can work on it, it's not bad once you have it. But, like, there's other stuff that's like, ugh. Counter low. Yeah, during when. Yeah, and you can increase its counter. And keep looking at it while you're suppressing it. Okay. I don't know why you're injured. He is black damage, which I'm good against. Ah, Burrowing Heaven, it's been a while. Gosh. I do, like, yeah. I really enjoy modding the modded side of this game. If only just because, like, because I think I said this earlier, but the appeal of LobCorp, at least to me, like, one of the biggest appeals is the abnormalities, and I think a lot of people would agree. And so modded allows you to have more of that. And also just because, like, the aberration thing from Energy Core, I still have it on because I think it's interesting, because I think my favorite part about the right, it's WA, so I can only do it once per thing anyway. The interesting thing about the aberrations is when you get to the point where it's giving you aberrations that are of a different danger level, because when I played it before, I encountered aberrations that wow. Josh. Wait, did I queue up everything? Okay, yep, I did. Cool. I encountered an aberration of Forsaken Murderer that was HE level instead of Teth. And, like, it was just pretty much Forsaken Murderer, but it was just big, which I think is kind of funny. The concept that making it a higher threat level just makes it big, like, that just makes it large. You know, honestly, the Burrowing Heaven thing kind of suits the Ardor Blossom Star stuff that Christopher already has on, which is funny. He ate his grades, yeah! Someone gave the Forsaken Murderer spinach, and, like, he Popeyed out. Which I don't know who did that, or how they got that into that freaking cone, but they did, and it is very funny. Like, and so I'm curious, like, for example, as is indicated by the thumbnail, I found when I was, like, restarting, I rewound to get rid of it, but I encountered the aberration of Don't Press Me, like the button. And it's interesting because the aberration of the button. Oh, oh, that's why it's an Aleph. Okay, wait. How many roses does it? Okay, I think it might. Okay, yeah. Because that's. I think. No, wait, no. It's just I've done. Okay, so it decreases, yeah. So I think you keep the roses. Oh, I know. What? What? Okay, that's weird. Like, the counter for the rows is just ticking up and down. That's really bizarre. Gosh. But yeah. Like, yeah, as I was saying, I found the aberrated version of the button. Yeah, probably. And it doesn't, like, fully crash your game when you do stuff, and you can actually do work on it and, like, get stuff. But the funny thing is about the aberrated button is when it takes the appearance of another abno, it keeps the boxes that abnormality had. Meaning that, for me, it just cloned one sin and had 999 boxes. So I could just immediately check off all of its things instantly. Which was very, very amusing. So yeah, now I never need to touch that button ever again. Okay, I'm gonna have that. It might be that it's meant to do that, but I don't know. Oh, you know what it probably is? There's probably something weird interacting with the fact that Basil has the Dimensions Shredder stuff, which is giving him charge. Meaning that, like, stuff is being displayed weird. Then again, it could just be, like, because Basil has two different counters. Yeah, because now it's charge, and charge is going up. Yeah. So, and the roses seemingly go away? After... Oh gosh, that is bad. If I'm reading that correctly, Sign of Roses, like, randomly decreases, the counter of other stuff in the facility. Which, I guess that explains why it gives an Aleph level stuff. Because it can break out Alephs. So. Oh hey, let's grab Singing Bone, sure. That's safety. Yeah, Singing Bone was fun. I think it's like one of the only 2 tool abnormalities I have. Because, like, people don't make tool abnormalities, I've realized. Which is a shame, because they're funky. But they're probably weird to come up with, I imagine. Because, like, probably also kind of weird to code if I were to guess. Because, like, especially, like, equipment ones. But I don't know. Yeah, basically if you have too high justice, bad stuff happens. Do white damage. Probably have Laverne work with Sign. Because if it's gonna, like, kind of be a bit funky. Yo, it's my bone, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's funky, yeah. I like having, like, it's interesting having, like, actual, tool abnos. I think the only other one I have is Shrine to the Blue Star, which I really need to remove because it's really unbalanced. Because it basically just acts like Blue Star, but you need to constantly sacrifice people to it in order to prevent it doing the stuff Blue Star does when it escapes. It's really bad. Got that in one of my playthroughs, it was terrible. Yeah. Like, it's so gross. Like, I was playing it when I was playing on my own. Yeah, like, because some of the tool abnormalities, like, obviously, Singing Bone has, like, little bits of benefits. Like, Luminous Bracelet has benefit. Like, Heart of Aspiration has benefit. The entire point of a tool abnormality is that it's meant to have a theoretical benefit if you're careful and outweigh the downside. However, yeah, the star or shrine was not did not have that. Okay, yeah, so it was just because of the counter on charge, I just couldn't see the counter on the roses. Yeah, that is a good way to point it. It's Express Train to Hell, but worse. Because, like, Express Train is fine. Like, if you know what you're doing with it, you can manage Express Train to Hell. That was just a, oh no, it's just going to kill you. Oh, wait. You have a thing that you don't like. Oh, because you don't like that Laverne has too low stats. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Going back to Basil. I just might need to... Even though I like how messed up Basil looks with that armor, I might need to switch out Basil's equipment. I wonder if... I can't remember if I have the Myriad's armor. Or if it even had armor. I don't know, Myriad's was weird. Yeah. There's like a couple of mods where I've encountered where it's like, there is literally no benefit for me having this in my facility. Cause there's some things where it's like, okay, you give no boxes, you're really hard to deal with, and the gear for this abnormality isn't great. Why do I have you? Like, cause I like the dragons, because the gear they give is pretty decent, and they have like a gimmick to them. That, like, if you figure out the gimmick, then you can understand how they work. Probably gonna actually give Basil the Sign of the Roses ego armor, honestly. Because I feel like Basil deserves it after dealing with, like, the Myriads and like, the Myriads, the frickin' whatchamacallits, Naked Nest, like, bro has been through it. Okay, alleyway's down to 1, I should stop working with it. Way Go Home is, like, fueling my entire energy process nowadays. Which is funny. Dorothy, I will abuse you for energy repeatedly, I'm sorry. It's also interesting because, like, it's interesting having her be called Way Go Home. Because in Ruina, she's, like, she has a better translation being the road home. And, like, she works a bit differently. Although, like, for the most part in Ruina, she works pretty much the same as how she worked vibes-wise in Wonder Lab. from what we saw. It's just like, and like I think you would probably code it the same for this. Like it should probably work the same. It's just she'd be called the Road Home instead of Way Go Home. Which is just interesting. And then I think I can have you up while blending this in. Also, in terms of like mod bugs and stuff, I remember there was this one I played, which I think it got patched. I don't remember though. Where basically, the Abno had a thing where like they were constantly ticking down their pull-off counter for stuff, but it had a bug where the pull-off counter would just keep going down and it would go into the negatives. It was either like its counter or it would tick down its boxes. And the count would go into negative and like it would just start, the game would just break. Because the game is not built to handle like a counter being negative. And like, so the game would just like lag and just, I imagine it would eventually crash. Which was kind of funny, albeit annoying. Because it's like, oh yeah, yeah. I'm not supposed to know how about the game. If there's, that is fair. Yeah. Like, because I imagine they're not, like, super, or, like, it's not like, some stuff where, like, the mods are, like, crazy zipped and stuff. Like, with this, they're just folders that you can go in and see the files and edit. Like, it's theoretically not hard. I don't know. I was tempted, when I first started, like, getting modded Abnos, I was tempted to learn how to make them myself, because, like, I have a bit of coding experience and stuff. I just, realized that it was, yeah, that's fair. Like, it's why, for the most part, when I'm getting mods, I look at the, Discord first, because I figure that if the person is like one of the consistent people uploading to the Discord, like you and a couple others, then it's probably gonna be polished enough where it's playable, or at the very least that I can also see when stuff gets patched. Like, I believe it's I think you were, like, the one of the people. Yeah. Like, where it's, like, hopefully is gonna be okay. Like, because all of your stuff that I played is fun. Like, and has worked perfectly. I haven't added the one you put up recently. Because I wasn't sure if it was fully done yet. But, well, mostly just because, like, you put out a patch, like, the day after, so I'm like, I'm gonna wait a minute to see if it still needs, patching. I forgot to put the armor in Basil, whatever. But I imagine it's probably fine. But yeah, like, cause, like, there's a lot of these mods where, like, I'll see them posted on, like, Nexus and stuff, and it's like, okay, that seems really cool, like, that's a really cool design conceptually. The question is, does it work? Because sometimes the answer is no. Like, or it's like, no, but it, yeah, should be working as intended now. Alright, yeah, I might throw that in for next stream then. I might just throw it into the batch. Just in case it pops up. I think I have, like, all your other stuff, though. Because when I saw your comment on the first video, I went through to, like, admittedly, I went through the Discord to, like, double check, because I'm like, that name sounds vaguely familiar, so I want to double check, and I went through and I'm like, man, I have a lot of your mods in this pack, without even realizing it, which is fun, because, like, because that was the first time, like, I've had anyone who's, like, actually made anything I've done for videos and stuff actually acknowledge the stuff I'm doing, which was really cool. Like, I was chatting with some friends about, like, I was chatting with a friend of mine, and they brought it up, and I was like, yeah, it's really cool, because, like, especially as, like, a smaller YouTube creator and stuff, like, having a developer, even if it's just, like, a modder and stuff, having a developer acknowledge the content and you're making and stuff is cool, like, because it doesn't happen. So, yeah, it meant a lot just seeing that, because it was cool. And was partially the influence of why the bell went into one of the other thumbnails, although, admittedly, like, when I experienced the bell for the first time, I was like, yeah, I kind of need to put this in the next thumbnail, because, yeah, really cool someone's using my mods too, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad. Like, yeah, they're really cool. Like, I really like the bell, and I'm looking forward to what you do with reworking it, because I like your mods because they're original stuff, like, because I like the Limbus mods because it's interesting seeing the mods from the abnormalities from Limbus in this game, but I also like the original stuff, like the singing bone and the bell and stuff, because I don't know what to expect. Like, so, like, your stuff, all the dragons and stuff, like, because I have no idea what to expect with them, which adds a lot to the fun of experiencing it, because it's like playing the game for the first time again, where you're experiencing all these new monsters and stuff. Like, yeah, it is cool. Like, I love modding this game, like, because I looked into, like, after I beat Ruina, because I think I might have mentioned this in a random video at some point. I went through and beat I beat Ruin on my own a while back. Sleeping Bag is from Limbus. I didn't know that. Like, granted, I'm really behind in Limbus. Like, I'm really behind on stuff in Limbus. I didn't realize Sleeping Bag was the Limbus one. Like, that's fascinating. It's from the newest railway. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I'm really behind. Like, I'm still in the frickin' W Corp area. Like, with Ishmael's stuff and the sifting current stuff. Like, I'm really, really, really behind on Limbus. Dream Devouring Silk Current. That's, like, the thing. Which is funny, because, like, I don't know why I've not gotten myself to go and, like, push through and finish that stuff. Oh, cool. I really should, yeah, honestly, I might just grab it after this stream and throw it in the pack. Like, I don't know why I haven't finished the W Corp chapter yet, because Compass is one of my favorite songs from that game, and as far as I can assume, I'm assuming that it plays at the final fight. Just judging by the pattern of the game. Which, yeah. Like, and so, yeah, I really need to get into it. Like, I need to get myself together and, like, push through and beat it. Thank you. Yes. I also love how, like, because what I've gotten through, I love how unapologetically, like, a parody of Moby Dick that chapter is. It's like, yes, what if we took Moby Dick and made it horrifying, like, and made it even more horrific. Which I love for that stuff. Like, yeah. And like, the only time I've spent money on Limbus is because I started playing during that season. Was I bought the pass so I could get the Dream Devouring Silk Current ego for Ishmael because she's my favorite character in that game. And like I also got like because like one of the first like 3-star whatever the name rarity stuff is for that game was the like Pekod Captain Ishmael. And so, like, having Silk Current, having that, like, it sort of just fit, in my opinion. And so, yeah. Like, yeah, I honestly just really need to get back to Limbus, like, because I was putting, like, the main reason I stopped playing it is because I started playing it before I finished Ruina. And that chapter starts getting into, like, implications of how Ruina ended. Like, because of the, like, boatworks and stuff. And so I was just like, I need to go finish Ruina before I can continue the story of this game. And I'm glad I did. I just need to actually go get to the point of actually finishing the game. Like, I'm really looking forward to, because I've seen the stuff from... Because, like, I've played to do, like, the dungeons and stuff. And, like, occasionally popped in to do, like, the gacha and stuff to get new characters. I'm really looking forward to the La Mancha Land stuff. Because I'm really curious what Don Quixote's vibe is going to be. Because, like, all the stuff from that seems like it's going to be fascinating. But, yeah. I just need to freaking get to continuing that game. But yeah. Like, unfortunately there's not really many abnormalities that got introduced in Ruina that can be integrated, because like I think there's mods that add Price of Silence, but I refuse to ever deal with Price of Silence again, because in Ruina, that thing was hell. And I can only assume in this, it is hell. Like, modding it into this game is hell, too. Okay, I'm gonna remember to actually put that thing on Basil. Price of Silence mod. Really? I expected it to be, like, really bad because of Price of Silence. Especially because I've seen that there's... Yeah. Because I've seen, you say you don't have what you want? That's hypocritical. Interesting. Blood and brambles. Basil just... Like, every abnormality I have Basil work with makes Basil more messed up. Oh my word. Weapon-wise... I don't even remember what Blind Devotion goes with. Let's give you hide and seek, sure. Yeah, I might look into it then. Because yeah, like, obviously the issue with modded is, like, you don't have a wiki you can defer to see how bad an abnormality is. Because, like... And also because a lot of the community is, like, as far as I can tell, a lot of the community is very, like, heavily Korean speaking. Meaning that, like, a lot of the documentation is not in a language I can read. And also, all the Nexus pages for all the mods are like, adds this abnormality with this name, and here are the languages the mod supports, and that's it. Which I like the mystery of it, but it also tells me nothing about what to expect. Like, I could, like, for all I know, I could be downloading, like, an Aleph, or I could be downloading a Zayn. Like, it's such a coin flip. Oh gosh. But yeah. I think what got me the thing of like Ruina and stuff is I briefly looked at like the modded stuff for Ruina, and it didn't grab my attention really. Like, I like the idea of the Ruina mods where like a lot of it is like adding new floors and stuff. It just, I feel like Ruina is enough of a complete package where I don't really want to add stuff to it. Really? Because it's like, I don't know, I don't really feel like there's much stuff I can add to it. Problem with the game. Yeah. That is fair. But like, even just having like a thing of like, yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously that is the argument. But, like, like, my thinking is more like, I have no idea, like, if there's, like, what to expect gameplay-wise. Yeah, it can be scary, yeah. Because, like, you'll download a mod and it's like, oh yeah, I had no idea what to expect here, and this is just murdering my entire facility and I can't do anything about it. Because, granted, I feel like with some of them, you can kind of suss out if they're going to be bad based on the description, though. Because some will just, like, have the vaguest descriptions that don't tell you literally anything. Like, I feel like at least the ones that, like, if they don't even tell you what languages they're gonna be in, there's kind of, like, a idea of this might not be great. Because, like, with how many languages the LobCorp community spreads over, like, not even saying, oh, hey, this is English, this is Korean, kind of tells you, maybe I should, like, not look into this. But, yeah. One thing I do find very cool about the LobCorp community is that, from as far as I can tell, there's people who go to the effort of translating, of, like, submitting translations. I just installed oh my gosh. There is people who will submit translations for other people's mods, which is how, as far as I can tell, how a lot of, like, the Korean modders stuff gets put into English, is, like, people, like, I think, like, ABCD and stuff will just, like, go through the effort to translate it so that those mods can be used by more parts of the community, which is cool. Like, and not every modding community has that, and it's freaking awesome. Like, I love when, like, modding communities and stuff come together to work on and, like, make the entire community as a whole better. Because there is some stuff that doesn't do that. Like, I feel like that was very much the vibe of, like, the modded Minecraft community back in the day. Is, like, there wasn't, like, as many, like, big name modders. Like, well, there wasn't like most of the creators and stuff were like mods were made by like one person usually, and so you sort of knew, like, if you were aware of modding and stuff, you sort of knew, like, the sorts of people who were making everything. Like, there wasn't what you have now in modded Minecraft, where, like, you have massive teams making these crazy complicated mods and stuff. Like, you'd just have, like stuff like Forgecraft and stuff, where you could physically watch the people who make the mods do stuff. And I very much get that early modded Minecraft feel from the LobCorp community, of like, where y'all are just like happy that each other are keeping the game alive, pretty much. Because that really is what it is. Like, this game is, like, it's not old, but, like, it's obviously past the point of being updated. And y'all keep it so that there is reason to keep playing, because, yeah, I can imagine, like, because, I'm gonna just not have Christopher do it because it bugs out. Because LobCorp pretty much just has the thing of, oh hey, here is a canvas, here is a rough guideline of how the gameplay works. Have fun. Like, and it's pretty much just an excuse for people to, like, make monsters and put them and have them in a video game. Like, one thing I am genuinely surprised about, though, with LobCorp is I am genuinely kind of surprised there's not more people making, like, IPs and stuff in it. Like, I'm surprised there's not, like, people making, like, known characters and stuff in it, and, like, I'm also kind of surprised there's not people adding SCPs as, abnormalities. Because, like, I feel like LobCorp very much appeals to, like, the people who, like, if you like SCP stuff, you're probably gonna like LobCorp. So, like, it does make me kind of surprised that, like, there isn't, like, SCPs. Granted, stuff, like, a lot of SCPs wouldn't work. You'd have to dig into, like, the, like, you couldn't use, like, that was the first time I've actually witnessed that thing doing its thing, and it was horrific. I just saw, like, wires just stick down and impale someone. Oh, wow. Already got... Cool. But yeah. Because, like, I'm trying to think of, like, what could work that isn't already in, like, because I think kind of the issue is that there's some concepts from SCP that are kind of already somewhat inside of LobCorp. Like, you couldn't have the Builder Bear because it's a bit too close to the Happy Teddy Bear. And I also, like, I don't know how you could mechanically do a lot of... Builder Bear could work, actually, now that I think about it, because, like, you could have it be, like, attachment or something, and it sits in its containment cell, and when it breaks out, it starts it, like, it makes, like, it'll kill someone and make, copies of itself out of their bodies or something, like, kind of similar vibes to how Smiling Bodies works. That would be how I'd do that. There's a lot of funky ones that I think could work. Obviously you couldn't do 049, like the Plague Doctor, because Plague Doctor. 173 doesn't make any sense because there's no, like, that's just, Burning Heaven again. I'm trying to think. there's definitely a lot of, like, the older SCPs that could potentially work. You just need to figure out how to... I guess the difference is that a lot of SCPs are closer to, like, slasher villain characters, where they're very much based around the idea that, like, of the old Containment Breach game, where the idea that they are out and walking around and hurting people and stuff, where it's with LobCorp, the idea is to keep them permanently in containment, and a lot of SCPs aren't interesting when they're in containment. No. Let's see. No, I'm not taking button bug. I'm not taking the button again. I refuse. Also, we're on Central. Sure, it's probably a bad idea to take Scaredy Cat, but... Die Jaeger Burst. This description always makes me laugh because it's so ominous. And it's so threatening. It's just cause before you get the stuff on it, and just hovering over it and just seeing the simple sentence of all lowercase, do you believe in God? Like, it's so threatening. Like, it's not bad. I'll take it for sake of murder. It's not bad. Like, that's actually a pretty tame first two for that. I'd have to, like, tab out and, like, glance through SCPs if I wanted to have an idea. Like, well, let me look, because I think on my phone I have, I think I have, like, I have a folder on my bookmark. I think I have a bookmarks folder that is just, that I called interesting SCPs. Oh gosh. Gosh, I don't remember any of the... I'm looking... Gosh, it's been so long since I've looked at SCP stuff. That, like, I used to be at the point where, like, I could just glance at, Geez, I really do not have the stuff from that. Where I could just, like, look at the anomaly numbers, and I know. Nowadays, not so much. Yeah, sure. Alright. You can be in... Forsaken Murder, I can just use Forsaken Murder to get stats up. What is the deal with Scaredy Cat? Oh, right. If you don't have any of the friends in the facility, then it's really hard to work with. Right, that was the deal. Angeline, honestly... Let's put them both in, like, Salt Current, like, Dreaming Current. Because, honestly, the Dreaming Current stuff is just such good, like... It's just really good, like, just base level. You need people to be protected, well, put them in the Ecstasy set. It just also is very funny that it just looks like Gargara's thing because of the mods I have. Scared Cat. Cole, I think, judging by the fact that you're wielding this stuff for it, Where's Basil on that? Yeah. It's like... And I've not even tried getting to the point of, like, where I can immediately recognize codes for LobCorp, because it's not, like, as universal. Like, I don't need to just constantly... Because, like, you only see the codes in bits and pieces. It's only when, like, you get stuff like Scaredy Cat and stuff that specifically mention codes that you kind of... Instead of the names, even though if you have them in the facility, they still only mention the Abno codes. So... yeah. I don't know. Like... But yeah, I don't know, like... I definitely, like the amount... I definitely love the amount of stuff that's in this game. Like, the amount of mods and stuff for it. Because the amount of variety with stuff is fun. Even if some mods is definitely taking the gamble of... Is this going to immediately kill all of my people? Which is why, realistically, you install the No More Annoying Deaths mod in order to prevent just facility wiping. Gosh. The central staircase, even though you can't see it, and I think it messes up pathing for some Abnos, that is just so handy. Just... like, legitimately. Is Basil not getting roses ever since putting on the armor? And having, like, the ego gift? That's interesting. I wonder if that's, like, actually a thing, or it's just being weird visually. Gosh. I was getting lucky with the counter on Alley Watchdog not decreasing its counter, but now not so much. Oh, I might throw my hand at, like, eventually coming up with, like, Abnos, well, like, making my own abnormal, like, mods, because I have an idea for one abnormality. Like, I don't know how I'd work it, but I really like the visual idea for it, and I kind of want to make that, and so if I were to make one myself, that's probably what I'd go with. But I don't know. That's still, like, I'd have to learn how to mod the game and stuff, which would take a lot of time, but yeah. Hey, maybe that's a future stream idea. Or, like, although realistically probably I'd do that as a video, is like a, hey, I learned how to mod LobCorp so I could add my own OCs to it. No, obviously not. Well, I guess, by definition, any original character is an OC, but the term OC has certain connotations associated with it. Oh, gosh. There's, like... Huh. I'm just, like... I'm enjoying, like, doing modded LobCorp as videos and streams and stuff. I'm especially enjoying doing them as the weekly stream, because it's just kind of, like, an excuse to just chill, play LobCorp for, like, a certain amount of time. And then, like, how well they do on YouTube varies, because obviously it does. I still can't get over how many views that video, the like second, I think it's like the second or third LobCorp thing on my channel has. Just because I don't even think I put it in the tags, but because the title of the video has explicitly the words crumbling armor in it. And judging by YouTube analytics, that video basically shows up whenever someone Googles LobCorp crumbling armor. Like, anything to do with the crumbling armor in LobCorp. Like, if they search YouTube or Google or whatever, that video shows up. Meaning that, which is why it gets, like, a stupid amount of views, just because it's, like, randomly showing up. Like, it's got a crazy amount of views, and just consistently gets views. However, like, the watch time on it's garbage, because I kind of get the feeling like people are watching to get information about the crumbling armor in their own playthroughs, and not getting the information they want immediately and leaving. Which is about what you'd expect. But, like, the first modded video is doing really well. Which I think, honestly, is just in turn because, like, partially just because of you commenting on it, because, like, you and other people commenting on it, because comments do so much for the YouTube algorithm nowadays, like, because they're basically, as far as I can tell, the algorithm basically weighs them as a like/dislike, because they do the same thing, but more because the algorithm basically says, oh, someone has commented on this video. Oh, regardless of what the comment is, the fact that people have taken time to comment means that the video is worth engaging with. Hey, Carrie! Welcome to Horror Simulator. I'm really glad that I finished the rest of that word. Oh gosh. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Ooh. The red wind could be seen. I have a feeling like, I think that might have been one of the ones I got before I had to reset. So sure, let's take that. We all return to that place at someday. No, I think that's the blue star thing. No, I refuse. Let's take back the clock. Yeah, blue star altar. Yeah, like, it's the only modded tool I have other than Singing Bone, so the moment it shows up, I know that I shouldn't take it. Because I think it's also, like, the code for it is just blue star -1 or something. So, yeah. I don't know. I really should remove it because I'm never gonna pick it because it's so bad. Like, I really need to just take it out. But I haven't gotten around to doing that. Maybe after. Because I think I also need to, for some of my mods, I think I need to, like, granted I hesitate to do it just in case, but I need to uninstall them and reinstall them, because I have a lot of them that I added as local mods before I used the mod manager, meaning that, like, I can't easily update them. 24 okay, yeah, this is one of the things that I got. City's always full of pain, a phone wind, yeah. This thing, I remember this broke out when I was testing stuff, and bad things happen. I'm gonna put Hunter in just so we can have some... Because I think it's a what? Yeah, the wind. Because this broke out at some point, and it also killed the first person I had work with it. So, I don't know what to expect there. But probably not good things. I'm not gonna look for murderer. It's a murderer. Gosh. Like, Sign of Roses, even though it's, like, if it breaks out, it's gonna actually murder everything I hold dear, it seems fine at this moment, so that's good. And now, we do the thing we all love to do, which is stare at burrowing heaven for half a minute. Oh, gosh. I know there's a mod I've seen pop up on Nexus where it's the Limbus version of Burrowing Heaven. Well, it's either the Limbus or the Ruina version. I think it's the Ruina version, actually. I don't think it's a Limbus. Like it's another version of it, and I'm like, I don't really need two versions of... I don't need to download a mod to give me a second version of an abnormality I'm already met on. Okay, Hunter survived. That's something. Let's see. When the work results are normal or bad, the counter immediately decreased. Great! It lowered... Right, that's why it broke out. Every time 5 employees die. For every employee killed by it while it escapes... Oh! Fascinating! So the longer it's out, the more the wind picks up. That's fascinating. That's really interesting. I got a normal result, so it might break out. I don't know what its max counter is. So, I might want to quickly get the bluff. I want to quickly trigger a meltdown. Okay, I think we're fine. Pretty sure it's a wah, if I were to guess, just from like the fact that it's like 25 and no. Scary Cat really does not give many boxes if you only have one friend in the facility. Okay. Instinct is definitely... Although, if you have max repression, which Hunter's does not, repression's better. Okay, and then let's cure up. Heaven. Oh, we're almost done with Alleyway Watchdog, which is one of those abnormalities where I think as soon as I get that last ego suit, I'm gonna stop working with it because it's a risk. Brewing Heaven's fine. Alright. The wind. If it defeated an abnormality... Fascinating! So if it kills people, it stays around for longer, but if it kills an abnormality, it goes back home. That's really interesting. What kind of mod is this? I have a lot of mods. Basically, I have mods that just add loads of new abnormalities carry. Like, so, stuff like Waco Home is new, Sign of Roses is new, Singing Bone is new, and it's also made by the other person in chat, who, I thought about trying to pronounce your name, but realized that I don't want, realized that my brain is not awake enough to do that. Yeah. Alleyway Watchdog's new. Portrait of certain... Pretty much, like, half the abnormalities in the facility are new. But yeah, like, just a lot of stuff. It's pretty much all just stuff to add new abnormalities, except for this thing which just adds a new mission. Well, not a new mission, adds new missions for me to do, which is fun, because having, like, Sephira missions that aren't absolute pain. Because I've seen, like, mods, that add, like, boss fights and stuff, and I'm like, considering the boss fights in the base game, I'm not sure I want to do that to myself. Like, this game gets so punishing at points. It's insane. Just... oh gosh. Okay. Just saw that I had, like, Discord pings and servers I'm in. And I'm, like, want to make sure that, like, nothing happened to that I'm missing because I'm on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, and I don't have any of your stuff left. Dawn of Green. A pain, but I can deal with it. Murder, 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 murder. Dawn of Green. You're out. The only thing I don't like about Dawn of Green is it's sometimes annoying to find where the robot is. Also, Christopher, you can go and work with Burrowing Heaven. Right now, because might as well. Get Burrowing Heaven done. Not gonna look away because I know better than that. Alright. Normal result, whatever, its counter's fine, so. Alright. Hunter, go work with that. Nicole, go work with that. Basil, your it seems like the rose counters go away when you suppress abnormalities for some reason. But I'm not gonna complain, because that means that it's less likely to break out. And considering Sign of Roses will probably kill me if it does, I'm fine with this. Weird. Anyway, alright, let's grab... That's an image! Okay. And another wall that gives an Aleph level equipment. And that's actually a pretty good helmet. More insane all Aleph armor, right? Who would have thunk? Yeah. Like, if I hadn't, like... If I didn't have, like, the Aleph armor of White Knight already, it would be insane. But, like, considering that I've already gone through the game and have, like, some of the stuff from, like, Censored and White Knight. No. This is... Okay. So we have our problem child again. Which we're not taking because she's the problem child that made us restart. And then I believe these are the shoes. Which we never got to deal with. And so I'm going to grab those so we can finish them. Dreaming Current, Mountain. These are also not great options. We're not taking Mountain because Mountain's terrible. Ah, great, another dragon. Sure, let's take a dragon. Oh, man. I think I might have just invited two Well, I think the shoes is a Wa. I think the dragon's an Aleph, though. Like, the dragons are scary. I don't know why I did this to myself. Oh, gosh. I'm confident that there must be some really bad thing that happens if all of the dragons break out. Like, like, I'm pretty sure there has to be something, because like I think some of them mention doing stuff when the others break out, so like it's scary, but we're fine. Okay, it's fine. Reinhardt. Make you and give you good equipment because we're gonna need it for that floor. Good weapon. Honestly, I might just give you the Crimson Scar stuff just so we have someone. I'm also using it to increase stuff. Only 75 for that? That's like... Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's the other thing that one of the other last things that we got that we couldn't do anything with before having to reroll. Cool. I like dragons, yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna hold off on doing work with the HEs. I will do an alley blue patch, and I'll wait for Burrowing Heaven. Okay. Axe. So. Fortitude 4 or less die. Like, go insane, rather. It doesn't like when people die, which I don't either. When the results are good, it reduces. When it's bad, it reduces. When you put on the red shoes, it breaks out, and they act independently. Okay, and in terms of work, Insight is the best one I know. Right. I'm gonna have Archer go work on that, because that's bad. However, we have a dragon. And... okay. I'm glad I have this dialogue, at least. Just knowing... Clark Lover 7 rhymed. Gosh. Yeah. Version to repression work. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Insight and see what happens. And then we'll have Christopher go Burning Heaven. And let's see how this goes. Yeah. Because I think I avoided a lot of, like... Because I avoided Army of Black and stuff. So, like, I avoided a lot of the... Like... Freaks out when people die abnormalities. Okay, that's... We got a good result with the shoes, which isn't great. So Insight is the best for the shoes, okay. And Insight is working well with the dragon, with dragon number 4. Although I don't actually know, because I think the implication is that there's 6 of these. Oh, 9 rather. And I don't think all 9 are out. Chance that it would yell while working on it. Great. Increased when it was good. Lowered for every 2 okay. So, another one where bad things happen when bad things happen. When it escaped, it appeared in the main room and then strike its bell, dealing white damage to all near... So another sinister bell. Got it. That's very funny. Ah, yes! A bell? Yeah, another bell that makes white damage. Great. So, another Aleph weapon that does... I mean, that's not... It must do something insane. Failure from my lawyers? Oh, gosh. Having people actually, like, hear while I'm playing this is making this a lot more fun. Hence why I've gone for, like, 2.5 hours as opposed to, like, yeah. But, oh gosh, that's funny. So, in theory, there is a logic that says, next thing that comes up, I could get your bell, and that could go here. Meaning that if stuff goes wrong in the facility, this central is screwed. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, I just realized, you don't like when people panic, do you? Oh wait, no, that's death, but... It's ironic, this one doesn't like when people panic, yet drives people insane. Granted, that is kind of the entire vibe of this game. It's like... So... I'm not used to using Burning Heaven this much. It's not bad. Like, it's good boxes. Christopher is just vibing. Yeah, like, the fact that Christopher is able to get that many boxes off of it. Another good result from that. Let's see. Counters on 2. Okay, average result with that. Its attacks did not damage the other dragon, 2 of the other dragons, or music-based abnormalities. Interesting. So it must have a whitelist. Oh, attachment is the best for the dragon. Okay. That's pretty good. Like, that's a really high attachment work for what seemingly is a law. Like, it's pretty good. Does that mean, because, what the one that said, good result will increase count? Yeah, so, that's not bad. That's actually, like, out of all the dragons, that one's actually reasonable. I think it's, I think it's the first dragon that's the scariest. if I remember correctly. Like, I think the first of the Dragon Sons is the scariest one. Because I think, from what I remember, it basically sits in the center of the facility and plays music consistently when it breaks out. And that music damages everyone, and also lags the game a lot. Pass through both this way. Which isn't fun. Okay, Watchdog went down. Like, I don't want Watchdog to get its counter down, but I, like, expect it. So. Blood Shoes. Gosh, it looks so weird because there's not a visual staircase there, but yeah, it works. I think after this I might do one more day to finish up Central, and then I think I might call it for the day. Because, we've been going for a while, to say the least. And it's getting late over here, so 75 for that armor is too cheap. Like, and I know the weapon is 200, but like, that armor is far too cheap for what it is. Like, having something like an Aleph level with 0.4 resistance be only 75 boxes, and by default it gives you 2. Like, you can make 2 of them, like, Blood Shoes, and, yeah. I love, in Limbus, I love the, because I have, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name, but I have the ego for this. The, like, and so I love the animation for it. It's so good. Rhodia, that's the fourth born of the dragon. Yeah. No wonder it really doesn't like repression. Granted, it's interesting because a lot of abnormalities with how the game, how like base LobCorp does it, is if an abnormality like is set to freak out when it does, when you do a certain work type, usually as a bait, that work type is its highest, is like abnormally high in like result. Granted, I guess, like, the fact that it immediately breaks out the moment you try it makes sense why they don't do that. But yeah, I'm about to finish the workday. Fourth born of the dragon. Honestly, I might go and I'll have you work on one sin, so I could just do one more work on Fourthborn and like Blood Shoes and Foam, just to like get a bit more boxes off of them. Like, and I want to finish Fourthborn so I can actually get its stuff, because I'm curious what, Because this is a WA, but, like, if it breaks out, it's real bad. So I'm curious what the gear for it's gonna be. And Blood Shoes, it has WA equipment, which is pretty good, but an Aleph weapon. Which, sure. It's basically a better version, like, the equipment, like, vibes-wise, it's just a better version, probably, of Red Shoes. I need to figure out who to put the other brambles on, but that'll probably be when I encounter an Aleph that needs them. Okay. Oh wow! Actually, WA level equipment. 80 and 70, jeez. A white damage thing. I think the other dragon equipment I have is like healing stuff. Like it doesn't do anything, but like you can attacking heals, so it's interesting. Alright. I want to see if the armor has like a negative to the wind armor. Like if that's why it's so good. But we'll see. Okay. Nope, I'm not taking a... Oh my gosh. I'll take Muscle Maiden. I don't want, like, the flower thing, like an aberration of the flower, like, meat flower, and I don't want an aberration of Nameless Fetus. No. Let's re-extract and see. I'm removing that mod. Flesh Idol. I don't actually know if I have Flesh Idol finished. Cactus will bloom. But we'll see. Alright, I think this is the last day I'm going to do. Because I think going through the entirety of, like, getting through the entire, up through the, like, pretty much to the point we were last time is pretty good for one stream. So, I'm happy with it. Also, my throat's kind of going, like, because I've been talking for 2 hours and 40 minutes straight, so... yeah. Stream... I'm really happy, like... We've not, like, had anything catastrophically go wrong in game, which... It was kind of a... trademark of this. Muscle Maiden... Grab your other armor. Stuff's pretty good. Can't make any of your stuff. I did want to see what the armor of that thing is, because if it's, like, not crazy, I'll put it on Hunter. Hero suit. This Hunter currently just has Cobalt Scar. Nope, it's perfectly not insane. Wait. Fortitude 3 Justice... What the... Modded Lob Carp. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is the one from the other dragon, I think. Where basically, if you have the weapon and the armor, you basically heal people instead of actually doing damage and stuff. Yeah. Blood and Brambles, like... That's crazy. Like, I mean, at least this is normal for Pale. But, like... Yeah. Blood and Brambles doesn't do anything. I don't really have anyone to put that on. Yeah, I haven't finished this because it's so picky. I need to at some point. But, yeah. Alright. Start of the day. Archer, go there. Nivel, go there. Muscle Maiden's particular. So pretty much you work with her once, and then you have someone else work with her. So, roses. We're almost done with Alleyway Watchdog. All of our... I mean, the reason... Also, Flesh Idol's a WA, so, like... It's bad. Alright, see ya. Thanks for stopping by. Alright. Ooh, that was angry. The wind. Curious if the weapon does something funky. And you got the gift. Brightest gems are formed from the deepest pain. That's actually, like, the gift from that's also pretty good. Shoes. I could get the armor. The armor's not bad. It also, like, it looks freaking sick because it's the Rhodia, like, armor, which just is so cool. 70 for pretty good wall armor. I want to see the bell itself, like having the bell as a weapon, what that does. So you have the maidens thing, so I just use one. Reinhardt, you go work with them. Archer, Neville. Hunter. Those, not you up I'm glad that I can speed up time, because I have the Celestial Rabbit in this pack, and thankfully I got all the info on it so that I don't need to take it again, because that thing, like, kills everything if you speed up, if you mess with time. Which isn't fun. Like, especially if you get it early. Because, like, I think when I got that before, I think I got it, like, I think it was, like, here when I got it, when I played before. I want the armor, man. That's really cool looking armor. Reinhardt, look at that. Go home. Now, one more thing and I can pull out and I can have I can get its weapon, so we can see what the weapon does. And I'll just go queue up a 1 sin to trigger into the ordeal. I really need to increase your justice. Amber Dawn. Amber Dawn. Amber Dawn. Just fighting against Amber Dawn. Alright. And while they're doing that, Christopher, go and work with Burrowing Heaven. Because I know it's gonna be fine. It's just Amber Dawn. Like, it's not too bad. Or maybe, oh wait, yeah, perfect food's done. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Okay. Surprisingly, haven't gone down Watch Dogs thing yet. Okay. Go with blood shoes. So we have boxes. Go with that. I don't really think I need to be continuously working with Muscle Maiden. Like, other than to get... I can work one more time to just get the armor. The brooch is pretty good, so got to have that, but yeah. I don't get more scaredy cat. It's nice to have everything, like, actually go, like, well now. I can go with Basil, go work with Sign of Roses to, like, just finish this off quota-wise. Alright. Toll of the Bell. Alright, Clam's Heart is done. Yeah, Muscle Maiden isn't, like, crazy. It gives Wa armor, which is interesting. There we go. See the cat, Sign of Roses, capped it off. Alright. Let's see what we're gonna have to deal with when we go into the next day. Oh wait, no, right. I still have one more bit of expansion on Central. Whatever, we'll start off with that to just, like, ease ourselves into it next week. As I'm probably gonna do this again next week. At around the same starting time, although probably an hour earlier because I prefer to do it then. Just because it works a bit better for me because, like, I don't have to sit around. It's pretty much what I do is I'll eat lunch and then, like, after I finish eating, I'll get ready to stream. It's just today I had stuff. So I started at, like, an hour later than normal. Ugh. But yeah. I want to see what the bell weapon does. Also, not having White Knight, or, like, anything that, like, swaps stuff around, means that if I need to do thumbnail stuff, I can always just load up the game myself and get images. Let's see. Bell weapon. Wah. Toll of the Bell. Weapon can switch between two attack modes using the special button, right? Type 1. Each attack has a damage range based on the weapon's attack range. Okay, so long. It doubles the range of the damage in the weapon's attack distance, capped at a certain value, and it resets when out of combat. Okay, and oh, so if you switch it onto the type, so basically type 1 is you go and attack something consistently, and your range is getting farther and further and further. Type 2 is you stand in one place banging the bell and deal white damage to all the abnormalities currently escaping. That's pretty good. It's pretty nice to have. Cause like this basically, facing the wind, the armor gives it like a special thing, which I wonder if the Toll of the Bell's armor is going to do that too. Interesting. I'm gonna keep you on Justicia, just because, yeah. Well, I do want to. Does choose like armor. Sanguine Desire armor. Nope. This glamour should be mine alone, and that's it. It's just good armor. I'm gonna throw 7, 8, 4. I'll throw you onto it, sure. It's a vibe, especially having that on. Oh! Get a gift if you're. I didn't actually. Oh, you. That's interesting. You have to have high fortitude to wear the armor, which means you can't really be the one doing work with the Abno and wearing the armor. Fascinating. Although thankfully, I don't need to do work with it anymore because I have all of the stuff. So I'm gonna put your fortitude up. Because, like, none of its stuff allows you to increase its counters anyway. Enoch. I'm giving you Telepulse armor. And it's... I assume clicking that is what's going to make them make them faceless, apparently. Great. Does that mean that they... Yeah, so they're now technically a werewolf, meaning that they can't do work, but they deal more damage and stuff. Alright, well. I think that is where I'm going to call it, because this stream's almost been 3 hours, so I should probably call it here. And, like, go get some water and just chill and stuff. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with this. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm going to do some tweaks to the mod pack. I'm going to go grab a sleeping bag, I think. As well as I'm going to take out the Blue Star altar mod, because... But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video or stream or whatever you watch. I have a Heaven's Vault video going up tomorrow, of the second half of the recording session that the video for yesterday was in. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next stream or video or whatever.